special for you. You better get in there and eat. I don't have anything else special. Thank you for... So, these guys are eating away. I gave them a deer carcass, which was the rib and the backbone of a deer. And let me see over here. Is this it? Yeah, that is all that's left of that. Just that little piece there. So, yeah. Wow. The ribs are all eaten. So, yeah. That was their dinner last night. So now I need to get them some water, and I have to do that by bucket. So I'm just going to turn this over and see how much mud I can get out of it. I don't have a hose out here, so I can't rinse out their water right now. So I'm just kind of let it drip. And so I'm going to get them water, and then I'm going to test the fence. I can hear it clicking. But they love that deer meat for sure. Good morning, kitty. You doing some hunting? My cat is a prolific hunter. She got a rabbit the other day. A baby one. It was kind of sad, but at the same time. A little hunter, aren't you? Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna come in here and feed these ducks. They're totally out of food. Collect their eggs, and then I'm gonna come back later and clean out their water and go ahead and move them. So I got 4 eggs from those guys. I have 2 females and 1 male duck, and then a rooster that's in here. One of the eggs got cracked, so that will go to Mrs. Pigglesworth. And then I'll put the rest of the food in here, which I keep their food in here, and they've got water. So let's turn this back over. Start getting some water. Quite a bit of mud in it still. Oh well. Really low, so the fence is really low on its charge, so I'm going to walk around and check it out. let's test the fence again. Okay, that's reasonably higher, but I think I'm gonna have to move them tomorrow. So I'm gonna ask my brother-in-law tomorrow to mow some more of this field, and so we can move them that way. But I need it mowed down at least a couple sections, like that whole area back there. So, yeah. Because right now they're like a 4.3 or 4.7, which is, before that it was like a 1.2 and a 3 point something. So, just getting the mud off. Unfortunately, the mud that stays on the fence, even though you shake it off, is still grounding it out a little bit. So, not as bad as it would be, though, obviously. So, gotta get some duck water. And then move the ducks. Now, duck water is a 444 as far as fertilizer when it's wet like this. This may be a little more concentrated, but I'm going to go ahead and put this duck water directly into my garden. Free liquid fertilizer for my ducks. Okay, let's get them some water. So one of those buckets was more concentrated than the other, so I just add a little bit of water. Happy to have the fresh water. The ducks are a little more hardy than chickens, and so they can tolerate a little bit of the dirty water. I don't leave it longer than 3 days, though, otherwise you can get sick ducks. So, but they are going to have a good time in here in just a few minutes. There we go. Pool party time. That's our male. Yes, and he is starting to fertilize eggs. It's so fun to watch. I'm out here today, and I have this walnut tree that has, I don't know if it's long for this world because it lost its leaves really early. So hopefully it sticks around. So I'm gonna pick, it's dropped a bunch of walnuts, probably because it's stressed. And I'm gonna go ahead and pick a bunch of walnuts up for our pigs and for us. And this is a black walnut. It's native to our area. So I know that there's a bunch under here. I was picking a bunch yesterday. So I'm just gonna come out here probably every other day and pick walnuts up. Here's an older one. There we go. Bunch in there. 4 right next to each other and then a bunch over. So I'll be picking these up and then processing them later, and I'll show you in another video or this video how I do that. Okay, so there we go. I got half a bucket full. I've got like another quarter of a bucket in the house. So we'll just keep on collecting them. Okay, I also just collected these Eastern Redbuds seeds. These are like a pea in a pod. The Eastern Redbud is a lagoon, and I will show you my Eastern Redbud that I got. Here's my Eastern Redbud. It's just a small little thing. I have bigger ones on the property, but they have these seeds on them, and they're a lagoon. An Eastern Redbud is a lagoon, and they have the most beautiful flowering tree. Purple in the early spring, and it doesn't last very long, but it's a beautiful show when it does. Chris and I want to plant a bunch, and so I will be walking you guys along that path too, of how we prepare these seeds and get them. You got to overwinter them. So I'll show you how I do that and what I do to prepare them to be overwintered in a natural way or an unnatural way. And so we're going to be propagating and collecting a lot of seeds this year. I collected some holy basil. I have a video coming up real soon where I'm going to make some holy basil tea and some holy basil oil. And then out of my holy basil oil, we're going to make some tallow lotion. So look forward to those. Collected, this is tulsi or holy basil, and there's seeds in the dried parts in this part, and then this is seed that I need to wash up and also put in the refrigerator for like 8 weeks, and then we'll start some. And then I have little pear tomato, Sun Daddy, and Roma tomatoes that I'm collecting seeds from. Crepe myrtles, and this is my first crepe myrtles coming up. There is other seeds in there, and then we're propagating a bunch of plants in and outside. And of course, you know what those are, avocados. Avocados on a heating pad. Now this is my passion flower. It almost looks like fish eyes or something, or fish seeds. Passion flower seeds that I'm letting sit in the water for a while, and then we'll take them out of their gooey parts like that. It's a lot of work, but passion flower I need to grow a lot more because I love the tea, and I don't have enough tea this year. But I am gonna probably sell some of those seeds. These seeds I want to let ferment the tomato seeds. I want to let ferment, and then I have more passion flower fruit. This is what it looks like. These just fell off the tree or the vine, and so I let them go like that. And then when they get about like this, you want them to squish down, otherwise the seeds come out like that one right there. If you guys can see that, it's just a light seed. You can see a couple of them in there on top of this, and you want the seeds to be black. So you have to let it fully ripen, and it can ripen from this to this, and you almost want it discolored. That's the best way to do it. And then I also need to get these in the ground. So I got a lot of work to do as far as seeds and collecting them and being able to sell some of them and all of that good stuff. So all right, you guys, thank you for watching today. We'll see you guys next time here on Hedgehog's Homestead. And as always, God bless you. Bye.